What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shin, aka Larry, aka Old Head, watching these TV shows, and we're back to talk about this She-Hulk, episode 3, spoiler review. Now, if you have not seen She-Hulk yet, please pause this video, go watch She-Hulk. It's not that long, and come back, then watch the video, see if you agree or disagree. Thank you for watching. As always, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Ding, ding, to get all our latest videos. So, yeah. Wasn't really pleased with the first 2 episodes of She-Hulk. I won't lie. But this one was actually pretty good. So, feel like I'm going to do episode by episode. I'm still going to do episode by episode because I think it's starting to ramp up a little bit. But yeah, I do still think that this show is best binged, and I feel like because when I watched this time, I watched all 3. So I watched the first 2, and then I just continued on and watched, the 3rd episode, and it flows so much better like that. At least to me, it does. And I think with the reviewers, they got the first 4 episodes, so they got to see an hour and 40 minutes worth of content, because each episode is roughly around 20 something minutes, so that's minus the credits and the prelude beforehand, the recap. It's like a minute and a half long. So yeah. All right, so let's get into it. This episode was much better than the previous 2. So the show starts off with Jen going to prison because at the end of the last one, she said she accepted the job after talking to Bruce, and then found out on the news that the what happened in Shang-Chi, who he was fighting in the Fight Club, was recorded. Of course, we saw the phones, but then they got out there, so we know that everything that's going on now in LA with She-Hulk is corresponding with Shang-Chi. So that's pretty cool. So basically Jen goes to see Abomination, or Emil, that's his first name. So go see Emil in prison, like, yo, why did you break out of there? That's gonna hurt your parole hearing coming up. I was gonna get you out, get you parole. He was like, well, I didn't leave under my, I didn't just break out. Someone broke me out, and it was I got broken out against my will. She was like, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, the Sorcerer Supreme. And then they started talking about Wong. So, started talking about Wong, and then she looks in the camera, go forth the fourth wall, right? And she actually sat there and started talking about what I was saying. Like, this show is really heavy reliant on cameos and Easter eggs. So they kind of made fun of themselves. I kind of like that. It was kind of, she was talking to the audience saying, I just don't want you guys to think that this is a cameo show, even though we had my brother, okay, and then we had, because they said Wong, and said, okay, I know you guys saying I don't want you guys to think this is just a cameo show, even though it is just a cameo and an Easter egg show. But I'm glad they took some humor to it. So at least they know that that's what they're doing. I like that, especially in breaking the fourth wall to do it. So that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? So now the little touches and humor and stuff, that type of stuff I like. You know what I'm saying? That's type of meta stuff. That I was like, okay, that's cool. That's funny. You know what I'm saying? Be self-effacing also. So I like that. But yeah, I mean, it is based on cameos, but there's more cameos besides Wong in this. So they're talking, and then basically, so she's falling down a social media hole now because she's representing Abomination, trying to get him out on parole. So now social media is grabbing onto it. You know, her name's really getting out there now. And, you know, she's just trying to fight that monster. So that's pretty, you know, what would happen right now. Another funny thing is they did a whole little stick about woke Hulk. Like she supposed to be the woke Hulk or something like that. And they took Hulk manhood away and gave it to her. All kind of stuff. But they, you know, they were making fun of it. So I get it. Right? As long as it was done in taste, and it's funny, the last little clip they showed, the black dude said, I don't know about y'all, but no cap, I hit it. So, you know, they playing a little fun with it. That's all right. That type of humor falls on me, you know what I'm saying? So that was good. So hold on, let me, so I don't mess up. All right, so after that, they're talking about that. She gets called into the boss's office, and the boss got one of her former DA lawyer guys was in there trying to hire them to be her lawyer, and they was like, "Hold up, he's human. Why do you call me in here to help him?" He's, "Oh no, not Jen Walters. No, not her." So he's like, "No, anybody with her." But basically, he didn't want people to know he got scammed by a light shapeshifter called Runa. Yeah, Runa. So Dennis is a real cocky dude. Like, he's real cocky, egotistical dude. And he basically was like, look, she scammed me, you know what I'm saying, for $175,000. Now, check this out now. He was like, well, look, I thought I was dating Megan Thee Stallion. So they all bust out. Well, Jen started bust out laughing. And then she's about to get into it. And then Wong appears in the boss's office. So she's like, look, I got to take this. She's like, all right, cool. So Wong explains what happens. You know what I'm saying? That cameo thing. He explains what happened. Look, I need an Abomination to fight, kind of like a Kumite or whatever, to complete my trials as being the Sorcerer Supreme. I had to battle someone like that. Excuse me. So what happened in the Fight Club in China with Shang-Chi's sister was all a part of basically trials for Wong to be considered the true Sorcerer Supreme. So that's pretty cool. That's a cool Easter egg nugget that we got in there. All right. So, of course, Jen's like, are you willing to say that at his parole hearing? He's like, cool, I'll do that. Boom, he goes. She go off. She goes to the prison. Now, everyone knows when the parole hearing is going to be. So, of course, all the paparazzi is out there. And, you know, they come in. First question they ask, oh, that's her? Oh, she's not She-Hulk, so they didn't really recognize her. So they're like, oh, is it true that you got rejected by the Avengers? Now that made me laugh. And then it also makes you think about it. It's like, look, as of right now in Phase 4, we have not seen the Avengers. Matter of fact, there is no Avengers. Because if basically Sam was going around doing missions as Falcon, covert for the military, there is no Steve. Hold on a second. I mean, you got Monica Rambeau went up into space to meet with the Skrulls and the super agent. Like there is no Avengers going on right now, to be honest. And but the world seems like they don't know that. As a whole, the world doesn't really know if there's an Avengers or not. So in this post snap era, post blip era. So that was pretty funny of them to ask her that. So she gets in there, talk with the parole board. Of course, Wong is late, but he's doing stuff in Shang-Chi. So, kind of tied up to what's going on in Shang-Chi, what's happening here. So that's another thing. So he pops up late after she sends in all the witnesses to the parole board on how he's been so helpful in jail, helpful with the one of the guards with his marriage. He got 7 pen pal soulmates. Like look like they're a cult or something. They got like little flowers in all white suits. So he gonna have like 7 sister wives that's gonna, support or take care of him when he get out. We don't have to worry about him robbing and stealing, trying to make away. So the parole board before Wong got there, or just before Wong got there, they were getting antsy. Wong shows up, giving the lowdown. Hey, it was my idea. I broke him out, and even when I gave him a chance to seek asylum at Tamra Taj, yeah. Well, Wanda messed up, basically. He said, no, I'm going back to prison. So they said, oh, cool. Okay, that's cool and all. And Wong not realize that he's incriminating himself, a federal offense for breaking out a prisoner. But Wong's just like, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? He had to help me with my trials. Done. I offered him asylum. He said, no, I'm serve out my sentence. So at any time, he could have left and not came back, but he did. So they're like, yeah, he didn't do that, but what if he gets mad and turns into the abomination? He can't control himself, then what? And then Mill's like, oh, hold up. Y'all think I can't control this? So he said, hold up. Just like, no, don't do it. Because she knows what Mill's about to do. And Mill transformed the abomination. Everybody freaks the F out. He's like, look, I can control it. It's me. So basically, Abomination is smart Abomination. Just like we got a smart Hulk. So he's not a raging monster anymore, just like the Hulk is. I guess they had to make that same parallel. So he shrinks back down, conveniently putting the blanket that was in his cell over him, so when he shrank, it would cover him. When he grew, he didn't have any privates, so whatever. But anyway, they go back, deliberate, come back and say, okay, you're free to go on parole. You're to wear an inhibitor neck collar, which is key because that's what they use on the X-Men. So that's showing that they're already working on this type of stuff. Little itty bitty stuff like Miss Marvel they introduced, she was a mutant. Now, in the comic, she's a Inhuman. But in the MCU, Miss Marvel is going to be a mutant. Okay, so they're going to slowly start introducing these mutant things into the MCU. Sprinkle them up in there. All right. And then once they bring out the X-Men, unfortunately, they can't bring any heavy X-Men out right now because even though they own the rights to the X-Men now, the movie rights don't end until 2025, excuse me. So that's why we're not gonna have X-Men until Phase 6 at the earliest. But D23 is coming out, and we may get those announcements like, hey, this is when they're coming out, 2026, 2025. So they already got a 10-year plan, and we've only seen 4 years of it up until this point. partially, really 3 years of it. So she leaves. She gets them all. Boom, she wins the case. Boom, Jen does it again. Super lawyer. All right, as she's leaving out, paparazzi's hitting the pepper with questions. Yo, first question was like, hold up. Let me get that. Where that question was? Oh yeah. First question was like, yo, are you one of Emil's secret one of 7 of the soulmates he's gonna live with? So that was funny. A, who do they have a connection with inside of the jail who told them that he got 7 pen pal soulmates? Then the next question was like, is the rumor true that you got your powers from a botched mob hit or a mob hit gone wrong? Now, for those that don't know, that's what, I was talking about that in the other video, that Jennifer Walters got her powers by a mob hit, and basically Bruce gave her a blood fusion because no one else had her type. She was about to die, so he stepped in and gave her the blood, but then she became the Hulk. So I was kind of hoping that she would have that same type of arc, but not random. It more be about Kingpin and Kingpin trying to take her out, and that way we can introduce Daredevil in the proper way. But wait, there's more. So after her case, she goes back kicking with her homegirl at the bar like they always do. Kicking it, drinking. And she's Jennifer. She's not as She-Hulk. So they all kicking it. Then the one dude, Pug, who's taking over the case for Dennis, he was like, man, the judge and Runa's lawyer is saying, hey, he knew about this and all this was role playing. How can I convince a jury and a judge that he was dumb and didn't know that this wasn't Megan Thee Stallion? Say, look, man, this dude is one of the most egotistical dudes I ever met. You know what I'm saying? The most narcissistic dude in LA. So I could tell you that he definitely thought that he pulled Megan Thee Stallion and he was in a full relationship. There's no doubt in my mind. She was like, oh, would you testify to that? So Jen goes to testify on the behalf of Dennis on how much of a dumbass he is. And basically, it makes him look bad, but Dennis wins the trial. The shapeshifter Runa has to pay him $175,000 in damages. Okay, $170,000 in damages. So boom, he win. They taking her out. She leaves, and then Megan Thee Stallion is sitting in the back. Come on, that's right. There's only one Megan Thee Stallion. So that was funny. I'm like, oh really? They really got her, right? So that was funny. Just for and random, like that's a random cameo, right? Most of the time they're talking about things in pop culture. They don't bring the actual pop culture things into the show or into the movie. So that was really funny to me, So she's leaving out of there, going to a car, and then some dudes with Asgardian weaponry jump out and try to attack her and yoke her up. And then she was like, oh, I forgot. And then hulked out, got the dude off of her, started slamming, manhandling him, boom, boom, bam, boom. She whoops him, easy, walks away. All right. Now, that whole thing was they tried to stick a needle in her too, but they didn't get it in her before she turned into the Hulk. So dude grabbed her up. Everybody tried to get her. They had Asgardian weaponry, and they tried to stick this needle in her arm, but, it bent. So when they woke up and stuff, got in the van, it was like, oh man, the boss isn't gonna like this. Did you get it? It's like, no, I couldn't pierce her skin once she turned green. I couldn't pierce her skin. The boss isn't gonna like this. So now, hey, more story involving Jennifer Walters and not just about a cameo. Because right now, unless Abomination is going to be more in the story, which I'm not sure, kind of feels like he's gone now. That part is gone. Just another cameo that just conveniently worked itself into the story just to show how good of a lawyer she was. So that's a good example, and they use them right. So hopefully we see a part of the Thunderbolts, and that would be cool. We don't know who the boss was. Was it what's the chick from Friends? Or from Seinfeld? Who, Val? Yeah, was it Val? I mean, she already got U.S. agent. So is she trying to form the Thunderbolts and get him? Or is it someone else? Is it Doom? I mean, it could be anybody. Could it be Kingpin? Could Kingpin be the one trying to form his own, Dark Avengers or something like that? So maybe he wants that blood because he's blind now and wants to fix his sight. Boom. Maybe that's how we're going to get humongous Kingpin. This show does bring up a lot of theories because it got a lot of cameos. It has a lot of Easter eggs. So that's what this show is about. I'm not saying, but that's it. That's the end of the show. And then the post credits was funny as hell. You got She-Hulk. Megan comes to She-Hulk to be a new lawyer. Is Megan Thee Stallion a mutant? Anyway, they're having a twerk off, or they're sitting there dancing to her song. So you got She-Hulk and Megan Thee Stallion twerking, which was too funny. I mean, I'm sorry, I laughed out loud on it. I was like, "Are y'all serious? Are y'all serious? Y'all got the She-Hulk twerking with Megan Thee Stallion?" And she's like, "I'll kill for you," and she's like, "Hold up, slow down, sis." So that's how it goes off. So all in all, this was a much better episode. This might be the best episode, or tied with the first one. Actually, no, I'll give this one a 7. This is the highest grade I've given any of these episodes. So the first one was a 6.7. The second one I couldn't stand. That was a 5. And then this one, I'll give it a solid 7. It's a solid 7. So I think I'll continue watching it week for week. But I do advise people to watch this as a binge. I really think that this is a binge show. Some shows, and this is in the future, if shows are going to be like this, then you might just want to release all of it at the same time. Some things, hey son, that's my son right there, getting in the picture. Some things aren't week to week event television. This isn't really an event television, to be honest. This is give me everything at once. Let me absorb it. I mean, all the content, it's like 8 or 9 episodes, so it's only 2.5 hours worth of thing anyway. So it's like a movie, just in sitcom format. So, all right, that's about it. Hopefully, this is the start of the show really picking up steam and keeping my interest week to week. I'm pretty sure that they're going to show Daredevil in the next episode, because everything we've seen up until this point has been in the trailers, and that's the only thing we haven't seen yet is Daredevil. It's Matt Murdock. So I'm looking forward to next week, and thank you guys for watching. As always, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ding ding, and comment. Leave a comment. Tell us what you think about the show. If you agree or disagree, with my commentary on the show. And as always, peace up, A-Town down. We'll holler at y'all on the next video.